happens. Hey, good Thursday rainy morning. Beautiful rain. Start your centering. So adjust the spine, head, neck, and spine. You're always welcome to close your eyes. If that doesn't feel right, keeping them open is fine as well. And just as we take these next few moments together, this is a centering that we notice and feel as a group. So there's group energy that can be very dynamic. Well, it almost always is. Let every exhale let go, let every inhale energize. And then bringing our palms to that heart center that continues the centering process in a more physical way. And then just begin those nice prayer flows. Imagining that you're gathering up energy and drawing it back to your center. So the next one, as we gather the energy up, we bring our palms over the crown chakra. Imagine that energy, that highest energy, draws down in through the skull to the brow center for a right thought, and then travel to the throat center for right speech, and then travel to the heart center for right action. So let's try that again. Let's practice that thought process as we move and shift the energy, all the goodness of the universe back into our bodies. Not that it's not there, but we're becoming aware of it through this little simple movement. One more time. It's always there. We just have to recognize it and work with it. All right, when we drop the forehead to the fingers, it's a motion of surrendering in a peaceful giving way. In yoga, surrendering is linking up your energies to the divine energies. So release from there, touch the thumbs to the heart center, and then press that energy out. So now we're in giving mode. Out, gather it up, and bring it back to the heart. And then go to the throat, thumbs to throat, just touch gently, press it out. So give, gather it up, through heart to throat, like this little exercise. And then up to brow, touch it, share it, gather it, heart, throat, brow, And then drawing it back to throat and to heart. And release from there. So that's kind of working with the upper energies. The lower energy work could be plant your feet very securely on the floor. It'd be best if we were outside on the grass, but we're going to use this, of course. Imagine your energies at the heart center and just focus your awareness there. Take that energy or that awareness, draw it down the spine, down your legs, into the feet. And then watch it as it travels into the floor, the earth, right to the center of the earth. Make a connection there. Then draw up that energy back up through the earth, into your feet, up your legs, up the spine, right up to the crown of the head, and let it extend out the crown to soul energy, above the chakra, crown chakra, and then extend it up into divine energy. Bring that divine energy through soul back into the crown and down to your heart again. And then bring that palms to your heart center once again. Touch the heart center with thumbs. And then just imagine that we have grounded in both directions, or in all directions, I should say. All right, take 3 deep breaths. All right, and release from there. Open your eyes, if they're not. And we're going to start with coming to standing. So grab your straps right away. We'll do a little bit of, maybe a lot of work with block and straps. If I can kind of remember my sequencing here. So chairs aside just for now, and use your strap. We're going to start with, I did a little pattern here, just kind of let me read my notes here. Okay, I got it. Okay, so a natural stance, you're strapping both your arms and then overhead. So we're going to start, let's start wide, the whole length of your open arm. And then just begin a nice gentle tipping side to side, just on your own. And allow any sensations or feelings to come up with the supported side stretch. What makes it a little bit different than when we do a side stretch without a strap? So these are the really cool things that we work with, you know, within our asana practice. That it's just not the movement, because that keeps us outside the body. So when we're inside, we're still working with the outside, but we're adding that new element. That brings a different spin on why we do this. Just so simple. And it's that simplicity that seems to be so easily translated into our everyday life. So if you want to go deeper, go ahead. If you want to back off, do that too. If you want to do a little bit of both, give that a try. So in these kinds of exercises, there's basically no right or wrong. It's more, what do you want? What do you feel? What do you need? And then ultimately, you know what's happening and why. Okay, so center yourself. Bring your arms behind you. Straight elbows. And just start torso twisting. Give myself some more room here. So now the chest is expanded, the hips are moving and twisting. And does that elicit a different response than the first one? All right, now center, bring your strap up and forward and do the same thing. And how does that change things in your life? Does it feel like you're more in control? You know, like you're driving a car? That's the first thing that came to my mind. I felt in control. Can we let go of that control? Can we still go through life hanging on, but not controlling it? All right, center and just relax your arms and see what you think about that. I'm just going to keep referring to my notes here so I can get everything in because I think it's kind of a neat little pattern. So rest the shoulders, arms deeply. All right, so now the next, take your strap, fold it in half, and loop the closed end over your shoulder. So you've got these two dangling in front. And then grasp the loop, you know, with your left. So I've got it over my right, and I'm grasping with my left hand. So I'm like this. So the right hand is over the shoulder, and the left hand grasps the open end of the strap. So we're going to start nice and wide. So this is like cow face. This is standing cow face. But we're not going to go as deep as cow face. So, but still try to bring the right elbow up and then keep a fair distance in between both of your hands. So my left forearm and wrist is on my waist. So all we'll work with is bringing the right elbow up, twist to the right, back to center. And then keep the twisting going, just a gentle twist. Just easy. Nothing deep or too strenuous, but just knowing that you've got a little bit of help to twist and keep the chest open. All right, center, and then switch sides. So the loop goes over the left, or no, wait a minute. Yeah. Well, either way, I guess. And then the right hand grasps the loop. Did I do that right? Yeah, okay, and then left elbow up. I lost what I was doing there for a minute. Okay, so now just start twisting to the left. So just a gentle, easy cow face. With left elbow up. And your right hand just resting across the low back. Not a deep move. And see if your body talks to you on this side. Do you want to kind of look behind? Do you want to keep it a little bit more gentle? Maybe just look to the side or at a diagonal. What do you want to do? Like, just do a couple more, play with it a bit. And then relax out of it. Soften the shoulders, give them a rub if you need to. Probably do, I know I do. And then, let's see. Okay, the third one is grab the back of your chair. Let's try this. And put your strap a little bit under your right foot. I'll do my back towards you. And we're going to bring that right leg out to the right. Just stretch it straight out. And then lower it. So now play with that several times and see, you know, where you got to put the strap, where your hand goes, how far you want the leg to go up. And notice what the standing leg is doing. You can have a tiny bend into it. You don't have to lock the knee, but it's very supportive, strong. All right, try one more if you want. And then let's see what happens on the other side. Start when you're ready. So this isn't necessarily about balance. It's about the relationship between what the left leg is now doing with the right leg that is supporting it. So think of it that way. What does your right leg have to do to get the left leg to move out? One more. And then just stand in your center here, kind of notice that sensation. Take your breath down into where you're feeling what we just did. Let it swirl around, kind of play. Notice the enjoyment. And then putting straps aside just for a bit, grab your block. You know, if you have to, I don't think I have to, or do I? No. This particular one, we could use two, or I'm just going to use this bolster, or a pillow, or something. Because what we'll do is we're going to do a wide forward bend. Straddle it nice and wide, and then one hand on each block if you have a block. So just something maybe to lift that other hand up, or I suppose we could use one block like this too. I wanted to get the hands a little bit wider, but I forgot about that part of not, I believe I don't have another block. No, I don't. Anyway, if you have the one, just bring your hands on the block. So I've got mine on the low side of the block, the widest side. Now dangle your head. How much can you let go when the head dangles? Spin both of your feet to the right and bring your block with you. Place it inside your front foot. And we're going to come to a triangle using the block. So whatever, if you want to use the high edge, go ahead. Play with that too. See if with the block that you can open yourself up more. So I got the block on the inside of my right foot, and we're in triangle. Can you flatten your hand? Can you bring the block up at its highest edge and come up higher and feel even more comfort? Try that. How does that feel? If your block is up at the highest point or tallest, mine is, try that. Bring your top arm behind midline. Open the chest and look to the ceiling. Now shift your attention to your feet and put equal weight in the front and back. So this is just an awareness, a mental exercise. Now relax out of this and go back to that forward fold, that wide straddle with the block. Now turn your feet to the left. So they're just pointing toward the left. Bring the block over with you. So it's on the inside of your left foot. Go into triangle again. So I started with my block low. And now if you lift it up to the tall edge, what happens? You might find a lot more movement in the hip area. Draw the upper arm past midline or in back toward your back. So the chest is open. And can you find a sense of a little bit more freedom here with that open? All right, relax out of it. Come back to that wide straddle. See if you can let go of the head and neck. And this one, personally, I have never practiced, but I'm going to give it a shot. So turn both of your feet to the, well, actually, I think what we're going to have to do is step forward, place your block so that your right foot is stepping on it. Step your right foot on the block, step your left foot back. So, and then the right knee is going to be bent. So we've done this many times without the block. So the right foot is on the flat, low part of your block. So your whole foot fits on it. Rest your elbow on your knee. And then now bring the left arm up and over the ear. So very different sensation. What's going through my mind is a sense of challenging my balance because I can't necessarily feel the floor. My leg is up higher than I'm used to. So what we're doing is we're creating a different situation in something that we have done many times. All right, let's come out of that. Take your time. Let's try the other side. So the left foot is on the full length of that block. Extending my leg, rest the elbow, bring the arm up. And what do you want to do with your gaze? Do you have a tendency to look down, to look forward, or to look up? Play with that. And when you're done with that, step out of it. Take a little breath break. And do you remember half moon pose that we have done on Monday nights, full half moon, and then sometimes on Thursday on the chair? We're gonna do that with a block. So first, we're gonna use the low edge. And your hand is gonna go on that lower edge. Plant your right foot and extend the left leg. So let's get that far. Actually, step out of that. Let's do something different. Bring the block up on the high edge. Hang on to it. It'll be a little bit unstable, but give it a good grip. So that you're on the high edge. Now plant your right foot and extend the left leg. Look down for balance. All right, relax from there, step out of it. Try the same thing on the other side. Weight in the left, extend the right leg. You don't have to bring the arm up yet. Just the relationship between the supporting leg and the lifted leg. Okay, let's come out of that. Go back to the first side, to the right side. Now flatten your block. So your hand is going to go, the right hand's on the block. The weight is in the right. Your left leg is going to lift. So just rest your left hand on the left thigh. So it's just kind of supporting or making a connection, left hand to left thigh. Looking down, so watch your balance. And there's no need to go anywhere from here. Just play with this. All right, step out of that. Try the other side. So now the left hand's on the block, weight is in the left foot, and the right leg extends. Then your right hand rests on the right thigh. Look down for balance. And then let's step out of that. All right, come to standing, take a breath break. Playing with down dog, kind of the same idea, same concept. So we're going to take the block, and this is more of a full down dog because I know most of you can. So the block, the hands are on the block, on the flat end, and then walk to your down dog. make this a simple down dog so that your heels are on the floor. Just easy, easy V. But do bring your ears in between your upper arms. Okay, drop down to your knees, take a break. In fact, what you can do is rest your forehead on the block. Go into child's pose. And always make sure you give yourself full rest in child's. Breathe deep, shoulders are opened, hips relaxed. All right, gently come up to kneeling. We're going to keep the block and the strap aside just for a moment. And then come up to kneeling. We'll work with camel, modified camel. So on your knees and then tuck your toes. So remember, camel is all about arcing the low back. So you want to push those hips forward as you drop one hand to the heel and the other arm up and over to counterbalance. And go at your own pace and flow from side to side. And if you want to match it with your breath, go ahead. I would probably inhale when I'm arched and exhale when I come forward. Or you could reverse it and see how that feels. If you can see yourself in your monitor, see if you can bring the top arm level to the floor. That's not a have to. That's a maybe. Or maybe something for later. And this motion will aid us in the Monday night practice that we did. All right, balance it out. Take a rabbit pose to round your back deeply, top of the head to the floor, hips up. And then find yourself seated. Grab your strap. Grab your block too. In fact, let's do block first. Try this. Okay, we're gonna play with the spinal twist in your, well, here, let me create it first. Left hand on your right knee, twist behind you, but put the block behind you. That's where your right hand goes. And then finish out your twist. Very nice lengthening and lifting in the spinal column. See what you can play with while you're here. So you've got a lot of extra room, it seems. With the shoulder, there's play in the shoulder, opening the chest. Now slowly come out of that. Try the other side. You can change the cross of your knees if you want. I like to just for extra sense of balance. So now your right hand's on that left knee. Left hand is on the block behind you, anywhere behind you. And see what motion you can get in that left shoulder that's pointing back. And unwind out of that. And grab your strap. And we'll work with some forward folding with the strap on the bottoms of your feet. And this again would be lengthening the spine and hinging at the hips, not at the waist, so the back stays as flat as possible. So we're not going to go real deep. Walk toward your feet and just bend to a comfortable capacity. And notice if you lost sight of the breath. You walk back up, sit up really straight. Try it again. Come back up. Okay, let go of the strap, take your block again, and sit on it, on the flat edge. And just come into kind of that natural squat that you used to do when you were a kid. Now try one hand on each knee and straighten your back. Okay, relax out of that. Grab your strap again, come onto your backs. And we'll do our infamous leg lifts and crossovers. That feels so good with the strap. So loop your right foot first and then slowly come down. Keep your both legs on the floor. And then with a flexed foot, lift that straight right leg up. Out to the right. So when we bring it out to the right, hold it there and start walking your hand toward your foot and give that a nice full length stretch. Always to capacity. If the knee starts to bend, back off a bit. So you don't have to go that high up. If you're down here and the knee is straight, that would be better. But as flexibility allows, you can bring that leg up a bit higher. Okay, draw it up and cross it over. So we'll do the same thing. Let your hips roll all the way. Foot is on the floor on the side of you. Keep the knees straight, and if it bends, back off. But if you can draw it up closer toward, up toward the head in that direction. Keep the shoulders planted, the hips are rolled, knee is straight. You can look toward your right shoulder. Form a nice little reclined twist. And you can do the same thing if your leg is not on the floor. If it's somewhere in space, that's okay too. All right, come back up. Lower it. Slip your left one in, take the right one out. And the same thing, straight leg all the way up. And let's draw that leg out to the left and play with it the same way. Either if it's on the floor or anywhere in space, straighten the knee. All right, now draw it up, cross it over. Same thing. So again, with any of these things, it's not a matter of right or wrong. It's a matter of finding that comfort level within your capacity and working with that and not trying to push past it. So look left and work within the realms of what your body needs today. Maybe it doesn't need to be stretched. Maybe it just needs to move in a very subtle way. All right, let's bring that leg up. We're going to slip the right foot in and lower both legs to the floor. And then take your feet out, put your strap aside, grab your block again. And we're going to use that block for arch pose to end class. So the flat edge of the block goes underneath the hips. Not the low back, the hips. So the whole pelvis is resting on your block. Feet are hip width apart, just like if you were standing. Point your toes forward. And working with the right arm comes up slowly, arcs up to the ceiling, and then lowers behind the head, back of the hand to the floor. So we're not flipping it up and back. We're placing it there. So now lift that right arm up to the ceiling, straight elbow, and lower it palm down to the hip. Let's try that again. Be very mindful of how just that right hand, of the effort that it takes to move the right arm first to the ceiling. And then as it travels easily behind the head, back to the floor or over the head. And then bring it back up to the ceiling, palm to the floor. All right, same thing with the left. So awareness on the movement, where it comes to the pitch toward the ceiling, and then as it lowers back to the floor, overhead. Back to the ceiling, palm to the floor. And all the while, noticing what it takes to move that arm again. Chest, back, shoulder. Are you holding the body, or can you let that relax? Bring that left palm down to the floor. Almost done. And if you're comfortable here, leave the block under your hips. You can keep the knees bent with the feet on the floor. Bring your palms up and rest. Okay, gently remove your block. Roll to your left, take a breath or two. Come to seated. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste.